Some neighborhoods are just places on a map, but then there are others, the ones that feel alive. They've got a soul, a story that's literally carved into their buildings and their streets. And Soho in New York City, well, it is definitely one of those places. It's a real character in the city's story. So today, let's dive into its incredible past, its kind of chaotic present, and what could be a really bold future. All right, so to really get Soho, the first thing you have to do is just look up. Seriously. Because the thing that gives this neighborhood its totally unique look, its whole vibe, is right there. We're talking about its cast iron soul. I mean, just look at this view. It's incredible, right? These amazing detailed buildings, they create this kind of canyon effect that you just don't see anywhere else. And get this, what you're looking at isn't just a handful of old buildings. This is the largest collection of cast iron architecture in the entire world. And how it all got here? Well, that's a story of some serious transformation. So it's pretty wild to think about, but way back before 1800, this whole place was basically just swampy farmland. The big game changer happened in 1805. They drained this huge body of water called the Collect Pond. That, plus some brand new tech and metalworking, literally paved the way for Soho to become this booming commercial hub, all built with this cool new material. And the genius of this cast iron stuff was just how smart it was. Think of it like 19th century IKEA, but for buildings. Seriously. Instead of spending a ton of time and money carving stone, developers could just order these beautiful ornate facades from a catalog. They were made in a mold, shipped to the site, and then bolted into place. It was way cheaper, way faster, and it's how they got all these incredible, detailed designs that we still see today. Okay, so the buildings are incredible. We've established that. But a neighborhood isn't just about architecture, right? It's about the people, the energy, the life happening on the street. And in Soho, the sidewalk isn't just a sidewalk. It's more like a stage, and the show is pure New York City. And this quote from a local planning group really just nails it. It's that energy at street level that is Soho today. You know what I'm talking about. The fashion shoots happening right on the corner, the musicians, the crowds of shoppers from all over the world, people just hanging out on the stoops. It's like a performance that never ends. I mean, this is the dream, right? A street that's actually for people. A place where you can sit down, hang out, and just soak up that amazing vibe. This picture, this is the idea of Soho. But, and this is a big but, what happens when that dream crashes into reality? And that brings us to the huge challenge Soho is facing right now. It turns out all the things that make it so amazing, that energy, the fact that everyone wants to be there, are also the things that are kind of breaking it. It's a classic case of a place becoming a victim of its own success. And the change in tone is, well, it's pretty jarring. We go from that beautiful, lively scene to words like inhospitable and stress-ridden. I mean, wow, that's what local groups are actually saying about their own neighborhood. So the big question is, how on earth did a place with so much going for it get so stressful? Well, a huge part of the answer is what you're seeing right here. Traffic. Just constant gridlock. These old historic streets, especially main drags like Broadway, just get completely choked with cars. And a lot of them aren't even going to Soho, they're just cutting through to get to the tunnel. And it's more than just annoying, it completely ruins the experience of being there. Okay, so this chart right here really gets to the heart of the problem. Look at this. On Broadway, almost 60% of the street is for cars. Only about 40% is for people on foot. Now here's the crazy part. The vast majority of people on the street are the pedestrians. It's completely backward. The space is not designed for the people who are actually using it. And what does that mismatch feel like in real life? It feels like stress, pure stress. Get this, at one of the main intersections during rush hour, a car horn goes off on average every 15 seconds. Every 15 seconds. Just imagine trying to have a conversation or even just look up at those beautiful buildings. It's impossible. It's just constant noise. So what do the actual people who live and work in Soho want? Well, it's not rocket science. When you ask them, the answers are super clear. They want a break from the traffic, for sure. They want cleaner streets, more trees, and simple things, like just a place to sit down for a minute. Basically, they want a neighborhood that's designed for people, not just for cars.
And all of that frustration, all of those desires, ended up sparking this really bold new plan for the future. And it all came down to confronting one single, really tough question.
And here it is. This is the big one. How do you fix all these huge problems, the traffic, the noise, the stress, without accidentally destroying the very thing that makes Soho, well, Soho? How do you solve the problem without losing the soul? And this is the vision they came up with, a totally reimagined Broadway. See how there's no curb? It's what's called a shared street, where that hard line between the sidewalk and the road just kind of melts away. Just picture it, full of plants, places to sit, and tons of safe space for people to walk and bike. It's about taking the street back for people, plain and simple. So the big idea here is to turn Soho into what's called a low-traffic neighborhood. Now, that doesn't mean no cars at all. That's not the point. The idea is to be smart about it, to get rid of all that through traffic that's just using Soho as a shortcut, while still making sure locals and delivery trucks can get where they need to go. And the end result? A neighborhood that's just more livable. You can breathe again. Okay, so a vision like this looks amazing in a picture, but you're probably wondering, how do you actually do it? Like, what are the real-world steps? Well, the plan has an answer for that too, and it's basically a toolkit for building this new future. It's this really clever idea called the Streetscape Toolkit, and it's exactly what it sounds like, a collection of well-designed modular parts, benches, planters, bike racks, trash cans, that can be put into place to start changing the streets one piece at a time. And what's so cool about this toolkit is that it has a specific fix for each specific problem. So, problem, nowhere to sit. Solution, these cool new benches that are actually designed to look like the classic Soho stoops. Problem, bikes are chained to everything. Solution, these slick, secure bike parking pods. Trash bags piling up on the sidewalk? Boom! Here are contained trash pods to keep things clean. They've even thought about adding old-school style lampposts to make it safer and feel better at night. It's all super practical. And you can start to see how just adding a few of these things would totally change the feel of a street, right? The point isn't to come in and rip everything up at once. It's about making these smart, small-scale improvements that make the space better for people right away. It's what makes that big, beautiful vision actually feel possible. So it all comes full circle, doesn't it? Soho's first massive transformation was all about architecture. It was built from cast iron. And now it looks like its next big transformation is going to be about people. It's a revolution in public space, built not from metal, but from a new idea of what a street can be. And really, it leaves us with a question that's way bigger than just Soho. It's for any historic place, really. How do you honor the past while building a better, more human future?